Yo, hey guys, welcome to today's first ever live stream on my YouTube channel, and today we are going to be working on this beauty, which is my diorama piece for the Panzer IV buddy build. And I hope some of you have seen this project before, and I have now got 2 viewers. Hey guys, I guess I know who you are. I'm sadly probably not able to view the chat while doing this because I'm filming this on my phone, so I'm kind of unable to stop recording looking at the chat messages without either having my hands in the camera like this or doing other inappropriate things. And thus we will just be me talking, you chatting, and once this is over with, I'll see what you chatted about. This is the dio base that we will be working on today, and let me turn this around so you can actually see what we still have to do, and I think this is a better view. We will have to take care of this staircase here, and actually I can see you commenting. That's cool. Hello there. Yes, loud and clear. That's great. I can see what you're commenting. That's cool. And then we'll have to blend the 2 colors, the darker one and the lighter one, down here using a wash. We will also be looking at painting some of the rocks that are still on the dio piece, and maybe we'll work a bit on the Panzer IV as well, but I'm not entirely sure how far we will get along. I don't have a set time frame in mind for how long this will go. I just think that I can offer you guys some more insight into how I do stuff and what I do this way. So what we are going to do first is get everything ready. We need water to clear our brush. We need a spatula. We need the brush. And actually I would need some kind of paper towel, which I of course forgot, but we can deal with this in a second. So, I don't know if you guys have ever worked with the 8K Terrains Paint series, these, for example. I think they're great. They come in those big jars, and then there are others that come in smaller jars. And they are very easy to use. You just use a brush, apply them onto the base, and you're good to go. You want to manipulate them either with a piece of sponge or a brush once you have them on, otherwise it will look artificial and you want it to look natural. See, Chalky, there are all the ums just for you, because we're live and nothing is scripted. Woo! I got my first like and we got 1 watcher. All those ums that I wanted to get rid of. Great, they're still there. We will start out by just using the spatula, and I would recommend a small spatula. This one actually came with model water from, what's the company called? I threw it away. Actually, the water product was good, but it was empty, that's why I threw it away. I don't know the company name. I'll look it up and post it in the comments. And this spatula is great because it allows us to just take out a small amount, and then we just, it's the right color, we just spread it on like this. Don't need to be careful in this step because we will mend it with the brush in a second. Then we spread something on here on our staircase, our steps, just like this. There we go. And then we can take the brush that we will use to blend it in. It's an old brush. Use an old brush. You can wash this out, but and clear it up, but yeah, I'd still use an old brush, just in case. You don't want to ruin your new expensive brushes. I hope you guys like the fact that I have decided to share this with you in a live stream setup. I wanted to do this as a recorded video. Problem being, my computer is still not operational in a way that would allow me to cut and edit large parts of video together in a way that would allow me to film this on and off and then just blend it together in a way that would be helpful for you as viewers and me as creators. So I decided to do it this way, and that will just allow me to show you guys how I do this while I do it. I will not be able to answer like live questions unless I see them pop up. When I look down like this, I will not be able to see any comments, but I'll try to look up occasionally because the comments apparently seem to linger a bit, and you can see them for a while on the display. Alright, let me clear both the spatula and the brush in the hot water. Hot tap water. Nothing special about the water, no cleaner, nothing in there. You might be able to add some acrylic cleaner because the product is actually an acrylic product, which is great. And then when we have the now damp brush, we take a piece of paper towel from the garbage, because I don't have one handy right now, but that's not a problem. And we might as well take the brush, dampen it a bit again, and then just blend the edge here where we have the new paint and the old paint to combine them. Thank you! Thank you! I saw the comment and it disappeared while I was looking up, but something about looking good. Hey Chalky, how you doing? Are you supposed to be at work? Working! Don't let your boss see this. But great that you found the time to join me here. Appreciate that. Just like I appreciate the 5 people that are watching right now. I appreciate the heck out of this, that you take the time out of your precious day to sit there, listen to me around. Because Chalky, you missed a lot of ums. Hey George! Glad you're here. I hope I can be of any help for you model builders out there if you're aspiring to become diorama builders. Thank you, George. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alright, now we let this sit for, I'd say, roughly 2 to 3 minutes. Hey Mike, great to have you too. And once it is set a bit, and this dries rather quickly, we will use the sponge, and you can see there's actually some paint on here, and then just try and just dip the brush into it, just to create a sort of soil-like uneven texture. We want this to be as random as possible, because we don't want this to be any kind of, well, what's the correct word here? You don't want to see that this is actually man-made and this is not actually nature. You want to have at least the impression that this is nature. While we are waiting, let me talk about the diabase a bit. You can see 2 cocktail sticks sticking out here. Those are 2 spots where I will be having palm trees, which I will be ordering either today or tomorrow as soon as my AdSense payment clears. I have been lucky enough to receive an AdSense payment from YouTube and Google, and as soon as that clears, I will reinvest the money that you guys kind of gave to me by watching my videos into this diorama piece, because I think that's the right way to do it, and just reinvest it and keep content flowing on the channel. Actually, and I don't know whether or not you can see this from the camera because the camera is a bit far away, we have some areas over here where the product is very, very thin, where you can actually see already that the ground is shining through. We will have to go on again and apply a bit more of the product. And you can actually see how dark the product will turn compared to what we just applied, which is important to keep in mind that it darkens a bit. Other things about the diorama piece, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to put on here figure-wise. The tank, the famous Panzer IV, which I did a video on yesterday, will be roughly in this position, right, like this. And then I have a couple of figures sitting here that I'm still debating on how to put them on, where to put them on, and as soon as I have made up my mind, I will of course film either a short update video like I've been doing since coming back and actively doing videos on YouTube, or I'll talk about this in the second installment of this live stream building, which I think I'll be doing a bit more in the next couple of weeks, because the problem that I've occurred lately is that my laptop is still not up to standards. And like I said, I cannot process video bits, so that's why I had to resort to filming short, like 5 to 10 minute videos on my phone and then just uploading them to YouTube directly from the phone without editing them, without adding an intro, an outro, any sort of slideshow, pictures, what have you. Which is sad, because I liked where I was with my video quality, like outro, intro thingies, before last year ended. But like I said, the laptop is just getting up there in age. It's about 10 years old now, so... But once I get a new laptop, I'll be able to increase the quality of the videos by editing them a bit more. Let me move this camera out of the way a bit so you can actually see a bit more here. Like I said, I've got a couple of figures that I might be adding to this Dio piece. So let me put them up here so you can actually see them. Those are also recycled figures from the last North Africa build that I did. They look nice, I think. Others might not agree with this assessment. When I took the Dio piece to the Netherlands 2 years ago, it didn't place. I myself wasn't happy with it. People told me that my jerry cans were the wrong color. Maybe Sepp is watching this, or will be watching this as a replay later, and he'll know what I'm talking about. And those figures, I'm thinking of kind of incorporating into this Dio piece in some sort of way. The one sitting here might be sitting on this well, which I think looks good. The problem with these two actually is a bit sad, because this guy's kneeling down, having his cantina ready to be filled, and this guy has a jerry can wanting to fill the cantina. The problem is the cantina is too high in relation to the jerry can, so if I put them next to each other, it will look like he is actually filling the air next to the cantina, and the water would just run off. And of course, in my infinite wisdom, this jerry can is actually closed, so yeah, that's not working all too well. So I might just have this dude without the other dude on there, and this guy just carrying the jerry can to an assortment of other jerry cans lying around, because I have actually already painted some jerry cans that will go on the Dio base, and I hope to this time have nailed the dark yellow on them. I do have some more lying around, just like I have the oh, there's Sepp. Hey Sepp. Fuck you. This is the cover for the well, which will be sitting behind the well like this, and I need to paint the inside because the last time I used this, it was closed, so you didn't have to paint the inside, so yeah. Shame on me. I also have some spare track links that I need to finish for the Panzer IV, which will go on top like so. I have the bucket that goes with the well, which I'm not entirely sure how to use yet. Either I'll have it sit next to the well on the piece of thread, or I'll have it inside the well floating in the water, which is also an option. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll be making up my mind about this if I come to the point where I'm thinking about this. I also started on painting those Sepp. Hey Adam, how you doing? For God's sake, I'm saying way too much. Oh, come on, Gav is here as well. Hey guys, appreciate you being here. And the road wheels, I started painting the 2 road wheels that are still missing on the Panzer IV yesterday evening. I might be painting the rubber part on those while we're on here. But now the paint has been sitting for a while, so we can now go in there with our sponge and just slightly add a bit more randomness to it. Want to be careful not to overdo it, because overdoing this would lead to very, very weird results. We can also use a smallish brush that I actually thought that I had already taken out. No, I don't. Like this, which will allow us to put this in the corners here with the stone wall, which I showed off in shorter videos earlier on my channel, how to do this, if you're interested in finding out how I did this wall. And then of course I need to blend it on this side as well, which I can't see properly because of the camera angle. If my big head is in the way, I'm sorry. I just appreciate you guys letting me know how you like this format. If you think this is any kind of helpful for you, or if you think this is not helpful at all. That's good for you, Seb. I hope you like your cucumber. I have weird friends, guys. I have weird friends. But I appreciate it, each and every one of you taking time out of your precious days to just sit there and listen to me ramble on, using ums like a madman, and putting textured paint on a piece of woodboard. Right, that should suffice, because now we touched up on the areas which I can see. No, actually we didn't. There's more. Where I can see that there's not enough paint yet, and where it looks, where you can actually see the primer shine through. So we again take our brush, blend it in. We want a nice even spread. Don't want the primer to shine through, although we used a tan colored primer. And of course we want to mix, and I'll take away the Panzer IV so you can see this better. We want to blend both the light color of the street, of the road, which we use the desert sand paint, and the sandy desert paint. So it gives a nice nice blended effect, and it doesn't look like, oh, why is there just this dividing line in a way. 8 viewers, and I actually think we cracked 10 viewers earlier, which is great. Didn't imagine 10 people would sit down on their device, no matter computer, iPad, iPhone, Samsung device, what have you, and listen to a German ramble on about blending colors. That's great. I appreciate it very much. And I think I said I appreciate it way too often already, but I do appreciate this. I bought this sweatshirt, Chalky. Thank you very much for asking. Actually, I bought this while I was on vacation with the missus. Do you like it? I like it very much. I bought this at an Under Armour shop in an outlet center. Yes. In southern Germany. You are a bit of a troll, Chalky. You know that, right? No, I don't, Adam. Actually, who that? Go Saints! Kicked your ass last night. Ha! There you go. I could actually go pick up my little small Saints helmet and just put it here so you can look at it for the next about 40 minutes of this live stream. How about that? Do you like that? Actually, I'll be right back. Enjoy looking at the bench and what have you in my shelf there. Just for Adam. Just so Adam enjoys this hangout a lot more. This live stream. Look at this, Adam. How do you like this? I like this very much. Yeah, that's great. Don't you think? That's great. That's the color of winners. That's the color of winners. I'm happy that Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing, although I like Aaron Rodgers, but with Aaron Rodgers, I think it would have gone differently. So, yeah. Who dat? But this is a modeling hangout. Let's not talk about football, or otherwise other people will just leave because, oh my god, sports. Anyways. let's clean up our brushes so we don't destroy them completely. This is important to always clean your tools before the paint starts drying up on it and rendering it useless. See, now that we talked about sports, I lost 2 viewers. Damn you, Adam. Damn you. Alright, I like the look of this a lot. Let me just quickly move this around so I can see the other side and see whether or not the blend is actually good. It isn't. See, that's what the problem is with this camera position. Just move this around a bit. So, how you guys doing today? What you guys up to? I think it's early in the morning where Adam's at, like 9 o'clock or something. Chalky should be at work, which he is, but not working. Sep is probably driving around Belgium. Mike is somewhere in Canada, probably half asleep. Tell me where you're at. What you doing? While I prepare the next step here. Nope. Oh, you're back in the Netherlands. That's great. That was a quick trip there. Quick trip to the whoa! See, I'm throwing around washes. Jesus. Quick trip to Belgium. That ended quickly. All right, let's talk about this next step. We have wash. This is AK's dark brown wash for green vehicle. I'm wobbling vehicles. And this is AK's wash for Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, US vehicles. And those are very nice brownish tone washes, oil washes, that you can use to blend both colors together. And you can practice oh, nice. You home tonight? Already? Alright, we need this. We need some odorless turpentine. That's really old odorless turpentine from 502 up Thailand. And then we take the wash. We open the canister. We take some out with our brush. And then we just apply it in this area, which I did last night. Over here. Right over here. Just take a bit of the wash. Don't take too much. Not like what I just did, but it's not a problem because we are going to blend this with the odorless turpentine in a second, which allows us to blend this and not have this stark of a contrast, which you can actually see right now how stark the contrast is because of the wash. But thanks to our thinner here, we can thin this down considerably. This will actually add a lot of depth to this, which is always nice. I don't want to overdo this effect because otherwise it will look really, really weird. But in some areas, like where we blend the two colors together, I think it's highly necessary to do this. Because otherwise it will just look weird. Don't get too distracted by the fact that it looks really, really dark right now. But as soon as the turpentine and the thinner evaporates, it will not look this dark anymore. That's just because it's wet right now that it looks this dark. Yeah, I like this. It's gonna turn out well. We did the same thing over here, so you can see the difference between how dark this is and how subtle this looks. I'll move this around a bit more so I can see what I'm doing. I hope you guys can still see what I am doing as well. I do have to say, this batch of wash that I bought here wasn't the best batch because it's very, very chunky. The paint started to chunk in it, and I had to scratch it off the bottom of the bottle, and now I have chunks of it all over the wash, and no matter how hard I shake it and no matter how hard I stir it, they just won't dissolve anymore. So I might have been on the wrong end of a raw deal there with this wash batch. But overall, I really do like the washes of AK and MIG. I actually threw away some of the old MIG production washes that come in these containers because I had the lids of the bottle split on me for no apparent reason. They just started to crack. Just standing on the shelf, they just started to crack. If any of you had that happen to you, please let me know. Maybe there's a defect with the lids. Maybe it's heat that the plastic starts to get porous and just cracks at some point. All right, clean the brush on the paper towel, and we have a nicely blended etch there. And as soon as this dries, it will look very natural. What's next? All right, let's go back to our staircase. As you can see, the paint's starting to dry even further. We can go back in there with our sponge and just press it down a bit, because we don't want this to look like collections of sand, because we have to keep in mind that the staircase will have been well used, and a lot of soldiers might have just gone up and down the staircase and left their footprints, and we will be doing some footprints later on. Maybe we'll have one or two guys actually standing or sitting on the staircase, so we can have them have an ass print on the stairs. How about that? That will look good, don't you think? And after using the same area of the sponge for a while, it will start to look like this. Just remove this, and then you can use the underneath layers just as well. All right, that's a steady 8 viewers at about all the time. I really appreciate that, guys. I really do. All right, what's next? Let's paint some stones, shall we? Yes, we shall. We will be using Vallejo Model Air Tan. This is Tan Earth. Vallejo Model Air number 71079. I've had this color sitting around on and near my bench for quite some time now. Yes, Liam, why not? That would be cool, right? At least it sounds nice to me. How to do an ass print in 1/35th scale. Just use a guy that is sitting down and press his ass into the wet paint. There you go. Alright, we have to shake the paint really well. And I did this on all of the rocks that you can see on the diabase. They have all been painted with the Tan Earth first. We use the Tan Earth, and then we use a bit of water, just a drop of water, in very ubiquitous bottles. We want to thin this down quite a bit. We actually need a well-thin paint here. Shouldn't be too dense, because we just need a slight coverage. And then, I don't know if you can see them, but there are a couple of stones on here that I haven't painted and that are still in their original color. Those are railroad stones. And then we just apply our paint to those stones that aren't primed, actually. It's just the paint put on top, just to give them a tan earth base. And we'll go over this with different colors just to make them look interesting and add a bit more color variation. I'll be trying to go over as many different techniques and areas of the dio. Aw, Gav, come on. That wasn't really necessary, was it? Thank you, John. Thank you. Glad you took the time to stop by and watch. Really appreciate that. And we have some stones that we haven't painted up down here as well. So we'll paint them with our Tan Earth mix as well. we really want to keep this as thin as possible. That way we won't cover up any details that the stones actually have, because once we add a wash later on, those details and small crevices, if they are filled with paint, you won't see them. But if the paint is very, very thin, the wash will go into those crevices and it will just highlight the stone and it will look really good. I'll also do this on the stones that we already have in here and where we think that we covered some of it up with the ground paint. And we can go over the stones again once the first layer is starting to dry a bit and just add a little more just to give them a nice base paint. There you go. Clean your brush in water. I always use hand-worn tap water because I feel like this cleans the brush better than cold water. Alright, we've already gone for 30 minutes. That's great. And you guys are still here. Oh yeah, I can tell you, Clayton. I used two different paints here. I used Sandy Desert and I used Desert Sand because I wanted to just create a bit of a contrast between the road area and the like deep desert area where there's no normal interaction with humans, and the area where there's the well and the palm trees and maybe even buildings in the background where there's a lot of action, a lot of humans interacting with the ground, shaking up the ground maybe. So I just wanted to have a bit of color variation. I thought that this would add a little bit more interest. Yeah, like Mike said, churned sand and old untouched sand. There you go, Mike. Yeah. Although this is in a way counterproductive, because if the tank would have gone here, the sand would have been churned, I guess, too. But yeah, I just wanted to create a bit of interest and visual interest by having two different tones of paint there. And I'm not finished yet. I will have a bit more stones and a bit more vegetation appear in certain areas of the diorama. I'm just trying to do it slowly but surely, because when I do it normally, I just do it all in the beginning, and then once the dio is finished, I realize, oh my god, I just overcrowded the diorama in certain areas. Oh, that's nice. Cool to hear. Yes, Mike, I should add a T-Rex. Okay. No, I'll leave that to you. You are the guy incorporating AT-ATs, rates, and weird planes in one diorama. This is your job. I don't do a good job on this. You're much better than me, coming up with wacky ideas, I guess. All right. We'll let those stones dry for a second, and then we'll be adding other yellow and brown tones on them. Let me just get them ready. They all are Vallejo Model Air paints, and we'll be using sand yellow, mud brown, and cam light brown, just to add a bit of variety to them. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that very much, actually, coming from you, as I look up to what you do quite a lot. So yeah, I appreciate that very much. Where did this come from? That's weird. Weird pieces of color paint on my bench now. Alright, let's gather our thoughts and let's think of what we are going to do next. Right. Oh, poor Mike. Rivet counting T-Rexes. How dare he? Alright. We want to create a bit of shadow area down here underneath the wall. Oh my god, this has turned into a chat about T-Rexes. The well is from Reality and Scale, Mr. Bloomerine. This is from Reality and Scale, the Dutch company. I ordered this of Der Sockelshop, a German modeling shop online. And I ordered this as well as North African House, this one, for an older project. They are both full resin kits from Reality and Scale. Oh, Mike, I would never do this. How dare you? Come on. Alright, let's... Like I said, I want to create a shadow underneath the wall here. We're going to do this by using our enamel wash. That's the wrong one. This one here. Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Arachid Freedom. That's true, Sep. Yes, he flew on a T-Rex to the moon and back, and then descended to the center of the Earth, where he is now awaiting Sarah Palin. What? Jesus. No, I won't, Gaff. I'll leave that to Mike. He would do a much better job than me. I want to do some shadow around the wall here with our wash. As you can see, this looks really dark right now. But like we did before, we will be blending this with our thinner. You're using the wrong color. I know! The jerry cans are again in the wrong color, Sep. Damn it! Why did I do this? Oh, man. I always have to ruin everything, right? Yeah, sorry, Gav. Absolutely sorry. Totally sorry. Didn't want to ruin it for you guys. I know, sorry, Gav, I'm sorry. So sorry, mate. Weird psycho. What the hell is everybody drinking? I don't know. I would like some of it as well. Just so you know, every time I go down there with my hands, I'm not masturbating. I'm cleaning my brush. Thank you, Tank Modeler Paul. That name is somehow suspicious. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't you see my pants being on fire, Gav? Come on. Come on. Brush? No, bush. Where's Mike? What? What? Bush? Brush? What? I know. I'm sorry. No. It's okay. It's just association, you know? Guilty by brain association. Once again, we take a clean brush now to take off the surplus wash to blend it a bit more. Same we do over here in the corner where we added the wash a bit earlier. Like this. I really like this. Don't stress H, different pull. I know, Gav. It was just Yeah, true, John. I'm only cleaning my brush, Mom. Leave me alone. Get me a new towel to clean it. You guys are crazy, you know that, right? I actually like this interaction. I like the fact that I can actually see what you say while I'm doing this. I hope that my phone battery doesn't die on me here. Let me see. No, it doesn't tell me how much battery I have left. But I think I can still go 20 more minutes. Next up, we will not say anymore. So annoying. Sorry, guys. I really need to cut back on the ums. So a bit more. Blend it a bit more. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Paint is dry. We can add more paints to the rocks now. Let's do this. Shall we? Take the sand yellow, and we'll give it the same treatment that we gave to the tan earth. Shake it well. Just use a bit of it. Once again, take the unsuspicious bottle. Take our brush. thoroughly cleaned. Yes, it's thoroughly cleaned, Mom. And then we pick out 1 or 2 stones that we want to paint in the sand yellow paint. We want to give this as much variety as possible, just to make it look natural. Stones don't have the same color out in nature, so we won't have our stones have the same color on the diorama as well, either. So I'll be moving this around a bit, and I think this one, yes, this one will be nice in this color, like so. And maybe we'll use a third one in this color, because this color is very light and very nice. There you go. Ah, I just didn't see that last comment, I'm sorry. It was gone before I was able to look up. Sorry! Shame on me! I'll check on this comment once the stream is over. That's the problem with painting and looking at the screen at the same time. I sadly don't have the capacity. Yes, exactly, reality at scale. I think it set me back like 15 to 20 euros, if you're interested in the price. Now we use the dark brown, the mud brown, for a couple of other stones, maybe 2 or 3. It's not a problem if we actually paint the ground, because I'll be using wash on those stones, and then I can just blend it in with the wash. Again, clean our brush, the one with the bristles. This one. I actually kept the paper towel up now, so you won't think I'm doing weird, nasty stuff underneath the table. Give the bottles a good shake. Have our man boobs shake as well. And we're down to 6 viewers. I think I've alienated a couple of people by shaking the bottles and my boobs at the same time. This is a very darkish brown, again. We want to be careful with the darker tones and just have 1 or 2 with the darker brownish tones. Because those are immediately eye catchers that might stop the viewers from actually looking at the pieces we want them to see, which is the tank, the palms, the well, the figures. And the nature is just like a vehicle that transports all of this to the viewer in a way. Right, don't need this anymore. Alright, now we let this dry, and once it's dry, we will add a wash to those stones. But I can check on our well now and see that we need to... What the heck did this thing phone say? Well, I'll have to read it more before I send. Okay. Weird, but... Okay, fair enough. Doesn't look like the way I wanted it to look, but I can manage this because the paint is still not dry, and just move some of the paint around a bit more. You can actually thin this with water. The problem is when you do this, it loses a lot of its content, its texture and content, so it's a lot less dense. And you will have to apply more in order to cover areas. But you can use this as a wash as well if you thin it down with water to a very, very, very thin level. You can actually use it as a wash, which I did inadvertently here on this wall because I messed up some stones on the wall with the paste, and then I just used tap water to clean the stones, and it kind of turned into a wash and ran into the crevices. And now it looks like it's a dusty wall down there, which is not too bad, I think. And I might do a similar thing with this area of the wall as well, because I like the fact how it looks like there's sand in between the stones. Really like this. All right, let's move this up a bit so you guys can actually see there where we blended the 2 colors together. And I hope you guys actually can see this, and I hope you can see the shadow in front of that wall. No, Chalky. No pine trees here. I'm sorry. I have to send you to a different channel. The Scenic Factory does a good job of this. You do a good job of this, so why don't you look at your own video? Huh? I don't do pine trees. I just buy them and then just stick them together. I'm not that ingenious, you know. Oh look, battery 20%. We are nearing the end of my phone battery. But I have a couple of things left that I want to show you on this episode, and we will be finishing the stones in this episode before the phone battery dies. I'm sure about this. And then I'll tell you what we'll be doing on the next installment, which will be the Panzer IV. I think we'll be finishing the Panzer IV and putting it in place, and thinking about where to put the figures, and maybe even the palm trees will be there when the next installment is up, and then we can talk about putting the palm trees in place, which will be good. Like I said, I just need to wait till the payment clears and it's on my bank account, and then I can go and order them from Diorama, a Dutch company as well. I have to say the Dutch do a lot of great things when it comes to modeling. A lot of great companies. Do you add cactus to this, or can you add cactus to this depending on location in Africa? I guess you can. I don't have a cactus. I was actually thinking of adding a cactus, and there are some dragon models of a Panzer III, I think, or a Panzer IV that actually come with a DS plastic cactus. So you might actually be able to add cactus to this, yes. And I have contemplated adding a cactus. I think this area would be cool for one. Just saying, or this. So just to have something there. But I don't want to like mirror this corner in this corner, so I want to have something like realistic looking and not too boring. And the way I laid this out, it's already a bit boring because it's parallel to the sides of the dial. But like I said, I'm trying my best to make it look good. Let's just mock this up again. Let's put the Panzer IV in here. And yes, I know it's missing road wheels over there. It will be positioned something like this. And then we will have some figures. And I'm just putting them up now. And I'm not saying that those are the positions that they will ultimately be in. I'm just... He won't stand, so I can't put him up. Yeah, this guy will be sitting on there, though, because I like this. Yeah, I like it when he's sitting there. And then we have this dude who will probably be somewhere around the stairs. And I don't want to put him there yet because it's wet there. And this guy might be standing up here underneath the palm trees, enjoying himself. Because he is actually playing pocket billiard. And then I might have this dude and some jerry cans down there, and the other guys who is actually putting the jerry cans down there. So that might be the story I want to tell. But like I said, before we go, let me quickly finish off them rocks. And again, we do this like we did it the last time. Like we did the blending with a wash. Oil washes are great. You can do so much with oil washes. Again, we use the OIF, or Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom. And we just put a drop on there. Unthinned. We'll do the thinning on top of the stones. Although I have to say we'll do this differently. Nope, this is too light. We use the dark brown wash for green vehicles. I think this might be better. This might work out better here. Because we need a dark wash to create a nice contrast here. And I think that the dark brown wash might do a better job with this. So yeah, we use this. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. I like this much more. Alright, that's good. Yeah. And with oil washes, it's great. You can just go over the top of the oil wash you applied before. Use the darker color. Add it on top. And just go over it. If any one of you has left a comment, I did not see it. I was looking down. Repeat the comment, or I'll have to go back and look at it later. Thank you, Clayton. Now we take our thinner, go in there and just blend the oil wash on the stone, like so. And on top, did we stop the diabeling? No. What are you talking about, Seb? Did I miss anything? All right, there we go. Now we, oh wait, I forgot a stone. How dare I? This should not happen. This didn't get a wash. Now it got a wash. All right, now we let this dry. And when it's dry, we might come back and use some pigment to add to those stones. I prefer resin figures. They, of course, are much more expensive. A bigger pain to put together because you have to clean resin. And resin cleaning might be hazardous, so you have to be careful. But I like their faces much more defined. They're, like, the overall detail is better. But I like to mix and match. All right. Later, Chalky. Have fun at work. Talk to you later. Maybe Seth will have a hangout if he's home tonight. We'll see. And yeah, like I said, I do prefer resin for the quality. You do that, I don't. But this is a mix. Those are plastic figures with resin heads. This is an alpine figure. This is an alpine figure. The rest is dragon figures. Some of them have dragon heads. Some of them have hornet heads. Some of them have actual alpine heads that I had left over. The driver for the Panzer IV is a Verlinden figure that actually I changed up a bit because this was actually supposed to be a winter tank driver, and I changed the head, and yeah, the scarf he's wearing I turned into one of those red scarves that they were wearing in the desert, and it just makes sense to me now. He actually needs a dull coat. Anyways, I think this... Of course he lost his legs. He's sitting in the tank. You won't see his legs anyways. I'm sorry, Seb. Poor fella. Yeah, he stepped on a landmine. He even lost half of his torso. He's just chest and arms now and a head. Anyways, I think this is enough for episode 1 of live diorama building, manipulating, what have you, on my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope the guys that watch it, not live, but as a recording, enjoyed as well and learned something useful. Bye. Bye, George. I know, I need to cut those ums out. The problem is I'm thinking on the go here. And I'm talking on the go, trying to present as much. Come on. Thank you, Mike. And I hope I see you guys around for the next installment, which shouldn't be in too much of time. Until then, this is Holland Modeling. Thank you guys for watching. Always remember, the Force is with you guys. And keep in mind, the next Star Wars will be out in December, so go watch it. See you guys soon. Bye for now.